What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be going over 5 business processes that you can automate within your business today, or if you run an automation agency of your own, that you can start offering to clients regardless of their niche or industry. If you're still manually doing these 5 things in your business, you're losing hours, if not weeks, of time and leaving money on the table. So, even if you're a solo founder or a small team, these are still going to be very beginner friendly, low budget, all that good stuff. So let's jump into it. Before we jump into all this chat about automations, I think we should talk about what I actually mean by automations. So let's define it. It's not replacing humans, replacing employees that actually provide value and that you value. It's about removing those repetitive menial tasks that we all hate doing. That extra hour that you have to set aside for the day because you have to do whatever, this stupid task, call a bunch of clients, schedule these meetings, put them in your CRM. They can all be removed and automated so that your team can focus on what actually moves the needle forward, closing closing deals and hopping on business calls. So I use tools like make.com and OpenAI to build these automations that I'm about to list for you for my own company, Perennial. And that's proof in and of itself that these things actually work. They run 24/7 for me without me lifting a finger, and they save me probably days per week. All right, let's get into my presentation. First of all, is why even automate in the first place? Why spend that time to build these automations? First of all, let's point out some pain points that we probably all suffer from. First of all, wasting time on repetitive tasks. We talked about that in a couple seconds ago. And these are it's just stupid. It's pointless. Nobody likes doing it, but it's stuff that, regardless whether you like it or not, we have to do to run this business. Secondly, would be slower growth due to that wasted time that you spend doing those menial tasks. This is valuable time. You're a business owner. You run an AI automation agency and you provide this to clients. This is your client's precious time. They are valuable people, and their time is more valuable than just a regular Joe. They need to be spending it on doing things that actually matter for their business or their company. And lastly, which I think a lot of people ignore, but I think is very important, human error costs money. Let's say you get a new lead and they give you their phone number, and when you're typing it into the CRM, you type it in and you replace a zero with a two. Later, when you mean to call them and you call that number and nobody picks up because it's the wrong number, you're going to think that either they gave you the wrong number or that that lead was kind of a false lead. They were just a liar. So that's missed money on the table. And let's say you can't reach back out to them and ask for their new number again. And again, that's unprofessional if you do have to reach back out to them. So we'd like to avoid that. And let's moving on to benefits. 5 to 10 hours a week is on the low end. I probably save 24, 48 hours a week of my own time running these automations within Perennial. And that's just time that you can't buy back. Secondly, I'd say focusing on high impact tasks. Kind of what we said in pain points with wasting time on repetitive tasks. It's just more valuable work that you can spend time doing. Lastly, it looks more professional to clients because automations can do more than you can. Let's say you have a new client and you want to build and you booked a meeting with them. With automations, you can send a reminder for the meeting 10 minutes before, an hour before, and 3 days before. If you are actually sending those reminders, first of all, you're not going to actually be on time. Maybe you'll get it 9 minutes before, maybe you'll get it 4 days before. But with automations, it's perfect and it sends those reminders every single time. They never forget, all that good stuff. So, moving on to what I'm going to be showing you first, you can probably read them for yourself, but I'll walk you through them. Lead capture and follow up. Again, I try to make these universal to every business. I think almost every business has these and or could benefit from more of this. So lead capture and follow up, client onboarding, social media posting, which I think is a big one. I think some of you will see that your niche may not fit this industry. Maybe you run a plumbing business or electrical. You may think that, oh, I don't need social media. It's actually, believe it or not, those boring businesses that are popping on social media that are actually doing really well. You see them once in a while. Invoicing and payment tracking, everybody loves to get paid. And lastly, reporting and dashboards, which is my favorite because there's just so many automations that you can build with it. Let's start with lead capture and onboarding, the automation that actually starts the relationship with your client and or customer. First of all, with lead captures, my idea would be auto responding to form fills. A lot of businesses use forms to capture new leads. You can have an auto response, maybe a verification that they actually completed the form. Maybe 3 days later of them not taking action on so and so, they send a reminder. Stuff like that can all be set up relatively easy through make.com. Adding new leads to the CRM is a big thing too. I would be shocked if you're still doing this manually. If you are, what are you doing? This is a massive waste of time, especially if you're the type of business that needs 50 to 100 to 200 leads per week. That's an insane amount of time wasted. You need to fix it now. AI written email replies is also a big one. A lot of times people shy away from this because they think that AI emails are kind of too easy to find and people will see them and immediately turn their other cheek. But I think that if you are the type of automator who actually knows how to prompt these AI modules, then it's pretty hard to find, and you'll be able to make quite the email with the AI modules. Lastly, I just said Slack notifications, but really it's I like to use this as a reminder, whether you use Discord or Microsoft Mail or you actually use Slack, whatever. I think you can even use iMessages in make.com, but I'm pretty sure that module is pretty hard to set up. But I've never done it before. But Slack I use because you're able to send yourself almost reminders from the automations. So let's say you get a new lead and the automation automatically emails them, and then 3 days later you want a follow-up call with them. It can send you a reminder 10 minutes before it's 3 days later, and you can actually call them. I like to set up stuff like that because there's a lot of stuff that I actually do have to take action on within my automations. Moving on to onboarding, auto sending welcome emails is a pretty obvious one. That one's pretty easy to set up. Creating folders and tasks, more so like organizing your different leads and the different people that you're actually bringing on, I think is really useful. Google Drive, that module has a ton of versatility. You can create folders, put documents in folders, put Google Sheets within a document, whatever you need to do. And pre-filling onboarding forms is also a pretty good one. That's a little more difficult to set up, I'd imagine, depending on what CRM you use. And triggering onboarding flow after payment, which I also would really like. Maybe if you set up a automation with Stripe, let's say that's your payment collector, then when the automation sees that Stripe collected a new payment, then maybe it sends them an email saying, congratulations, you're our new client. And it also sends you a reminder to follow up with them. Maybe like that if you want to set it up. Secondly, moving on to, like I said in the last clip about social media, a lot of you might shy away from this, but I highly suggest you watch this part. Auto post from content calendars. This is very possible. AI images are getting extremely good, especially if you're using the right platforms like Runway, LM, and all those. Using AI to write captions, you can fully automate Instagram. What I would suggest is maybe 80% of your posts are AI, maybe 70%, depending on how much content you actually want to push out. And then the other 30-20% is actually you, so that there is still some human based content in there. And you can even do videos with AI. The AI videos are really good. ChatGPT, or not ChatGPT, OpenAI has Sora. That one's pretty good, but there are some better ones that you can find. And post across all platforms: X, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you need to do, YouTube. Moving on to invoicing and payments. Auto generate slash send invoices is nice if you collect a lot of payments within a week. Maybe you're a small payment, kind of big flow kind of business, then that'd be extremely useful. Save you some time because invoicing is super annoying to make out so custom to each client, but you can still automate it. Track unpaid invoices is also really big. Let's say you set up your Stripe module and you send the invoice to the client. You can set up Stripe to actually send a reminder email to them maybe 15 days after you sent out the invoice and they still haven't paid it. Maybe 20 days, maybe 10 minutes if you were on the call and they said that they were going to pay right now. Whatever you want to do. And trigger reminders after X amount of days for those clients, basically what I just said in the last one. See everything without logging in. What I mean by that is putting all of your data for your business into one CRM. With automation, this is very possible, and believe it or not, relatively easy depending on which CRM platform you use. But I mean, you can see daily, weekly, monthly, yearly performance of your own business, your revenue, your profit, your expenses, all that good stuff. It's just an easy way to track it, and automations can help you do it efficiently. Pull metrics from your website, your CRM, and your ads. Maybe if you want to put your ad revenue and or just your ad performance on your CRM, you could do that too. Auto send reports to your inbox or your Slack. Me personally, I'd set that up monthly, maybe every quarter. It sends you a little email of how your business performed that month. I think that'd be very useful. And you can create real time. If you don't want to use a whole CRM, Google Sheets is good too. You can do a ton of stuff with Google Sheets. I'm not really a pro with it like you see with other people, but I know there's a ton of stuff that you can do in Google Sheets. You can set up like a whole CRM in there, which is really cool. Please start one of these automations today for your own good. Start with one automation. Just hop in make.com, make an account, connect a few modules. Just do it. I'll link my make.com full tutorial so you guys can get through those baby steps. I'm here to help you do this. Compound your time. Right now, it's going to take 2 hours to build that automation, and tomorrow it's going to save you 10 hours. Okay. So it will 100% be worth it. This will also really help you stand out from your competition. When your competition puts in 10 hours, you put in those same 10 hours, but it's worth 20 because you have these automations working with you. Okay? This will really help you get that extra boost that you've been looking for. All right, guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. I hope you do that. Make that one automation today. Do it. Like and subscribe. Need help building these? I'll reach out to me. I can build these for you. You guys know we're kind of perennial at here at Perennial. We're kind of pros at it. So reach out to us if you don't want to do it yourself. Comment which one you want me to break down next. Maybe I can go more in depth to one of the 5 processes that we talked about. But let me know. Other than that, peace, guys. See y'all later.